Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 and the Survival Series. So it's now May the 1st. We are running 3-day seasons now, so we have got plenty of time on our hands in between the months. And as you can tell, the money is at £19,993, and I did sell one load of logs that was left. I've chopped down a couple more trees and we've got a load to take. So let's crack on, let's get this done. It's just going to top us up. There's a few things I want to buy. There really is. I did initially say that we're going to obviously kind of just buy things as and when we need them. But I think with the money we're making, we can probably upgrade a few things first. We need to get a certain amount of money for the harvester, but we don't need that really until we're about to harvest. And if we have to rush some logs through just beforehand to get that, we can do. And we definitely will get that bison. That is a fact. But what I am hopeful of doing is to upgrade the mower. Now, don't get me wrong, that sickle bar mower has been really useful. I've enjoyed using it. Really nice kind of vintage equipment. But it is probably about time to get a better version. So we're going to be looking at around maybe 15,000 for that alone. And I also need a weeder. Now, the weeder that I originally wanted to get was the one that cost about £900, and it was the chain harrow, but it just doesn't work. It really doesn't work that well. It drags in the ground. I could purchase it and try it with the hurleyman, but I'm just not going to take the risk with it. So I am going to go and purchase the £9,000 one. So that's going to leave us with 10 grand currently with the money we're at. So we're obviously going to be shy for the mower. But we do need to get, I think, a mower and the weeder, definitely. Now, I did stop then just to point out that I have tried to smoothen out this track. And you can probably tell it does look smoother, and it is, yeah, it's much better. This is still quite bumpy, but in all fairness, it does make things easier the way it is. So let me just snail up this track. You can tell that now we're getting into the proper spring months. It looks pretty good. Trees are starting to bloom out, and it really does look pretty good this time of year. But yeah, we'll snail up this hill. I'll get there, we'll get this sold, make a bit more money, and then we'll probably head to the shop to get what's needed, which is definitely going to be a mower and a weeder. Probably the weeder is more important because we can do that now, because there is some weeds in the field that we probably need to take care of, because we've obviously planted in the soybeans, so that is something we're going to do first. The grass unfortunately is ready to harvest, but it's not at a full length that we want it to be at. So it's pretty much just one more. It would be one more day, but because I'm running 3-day months, I'm not entirely sure. But it's basically the next stage we're looking at. There isn't really much else for us to do. I do want to get some grass in the pit, but we're going to do some weeding in this episode. I might also then skip time, and we can make a start on the grass work. I also want to buy a windrow. A new windrow, because the windrow we've got is really small. It really is. Right, so let me just pull up here. We'll get this sold. First need to take the straps off. See how much money we make. What we were doing, 5,000, 6,000 before. Well, we've made 4,300 from that. So maybe the price has gone down, or there just wasn't as many logs on. But we are at 24,000. So like I did say, ideally we'd be buying a weeder, a mower, and a windrow. So it's going to be a challenge to do that. I mean, with 24,000, you think you can buy all them things, but I don't think there's anything in the second-hand shop. That's the market that we would probably be looking at right now, the second-hand market. But we'll get up to the shop. I'll take the sickle bar mower with me, because we're going to sell that. And then we can see what's on offer. Right, so here we are with the sickle bar mower. Probably do need to do a few more trips if we end up buying all the stuff I want to get. But it is definitely time now to start upgrading. We are making enough money. I mean, we probably can't get it all in one go, but we certainly can get a good amount. Now, if we just drop that off there, go to here, and we don't want to sell that stuff because that's technically not ours. Put the sickle bar, and we need to sell that, and we will get a very, very small amount for it. But you know what? It's better than nothing. So let's just pull this over here, turn her off, and we'll go and get a weeder. So let's just have a quick look in the used vehicles. Well, that's a nice tractor. That's a nice baler. That's actually really interesting that that's on offer. You never know, that might come in handy as well. Doesn't look like there's any form. Is that a windrow? Looks like a tedder. That would have been good if that was a windrow. I mean, but for 9,000 to get a 9-meter tedder, that's quite good. This is on offer. The beast we've already got is on offer. But no, everything else is pretty much out of our price range. There is some good stuff there, but not what we're looking for, unfortunately. So let's just have a quick look at weeders. And this one, 9,500 is the option. I mean, perfect. This would be where we should be going. 6-meter, same length. But yeah, like I said, it just digs in. I mean, we could just try. We can try to get this. So, do you know what? Let's do it. Let's see if this actually works on the Hurleyman. Be interesting to see. I mean, fingers crossed it does, but when I've used it, it just digs into the ground and then you can't drag it along. But who knows? It might work for the Hurleyman. Probably won't, and I've probably just wasted a bit of money. So, let's unfold it. I mean, you can already see that it's dragging. So when you're on grass or crop, it's too low down. It really is too low down. So let's just drive over here and just give it a quick test on this grass. I think it is just the mod itself. I mean, that seems to be working though better. That really does. Do you know what? We'll grab this. This is going to save us a lot of money. So at least we've got that. Maybe it was just the John Deere, because that was pretty smooth then. No issues. So what was the other thing? We want a mower. Now, ideally we'd be able to pick up this mower, put it onto the front, drag them both. Maybe the wind. Actually, in all fairness, it's probably better to put the chain harrow on the front. So let me just detach this kit, lower it down first. There we go. And try and save a bit of fuel. Get back to the shop. Let's go grab ourselves a mower. We're at 23,000. So I did look in here before and I found two that stood out for me price range wise. Now this is the first one. This is 6.2 meters, which I think is pretty good going. It's a John Deere, not too bad at all. And then there was also this, but this is 3.4. So I think let's just go with this. 15,000. It is a bit of money, quite steep, but in all fairness, this will do the job really well. So there we go. 15,000 spent on that. So now, God, it is pretty big. It really is. Definitely don't want to put that on the front. I don't even think I could put that on the front. But we can definitely put this chain harrow on the front. So let me just get everything hooked up and I'll head back to the farm. Right, so let's drop off the mower. It'll be perfectly fine over here. It is massive. It'll suit the John Deere a lot better than the Hurleyman. But let's just unfold it so I can show you how big this actually is. And in all fairness to this mod, it's really well made. The details are pretty good. It's crazy. Looks like a Stingray. There we go. We may as well just plonk that there. And then what we'll quickly do is we'll drop that. And we'll also hook this up now. And we'll go and do some weeding. We obviously can't do any mowing yet anyway, so that's pretty much just going to sit there for a bit. But I'll tell you one thing, that is a massive upgrade on that sickle bar. And it's going to make our life a lot easier. Which has to be the aim. I mean, that's why we earn more money. That's why we try and obviously build up. I mean, we have got the longer goal of building a proper farm. But I think equipment like that's going to make it easier for us to get the money we need. So after I've done this weeding, we're going to also do some fertilizing on the grass field. So as I expanded it out, there was the edge that still needed to be fully fertilized. Now, I don't know if it's going to work because technically the grass is already ready to harvest state. So I can't remember if it will work, but there's only one way to find out, so we'll just have to see what happens. Now, I just drove into that field hoping I wasn't going to do any crop damage, but I'm thankful. I didn't even think about that then. So, as you can see, we are now weeding away. We're getting rid of the weeds. They're at the right stage. Soybeans are growing. And I don't know if you can just make it out, but you can tell. It is quite difficult to see the weeds, but they are there. There we go. Just got caught again. So it isn't perfect, this weeder isn't. You can see now that it's just dragging along. Won't bring me over 6 miles an hour. But we'll just have to make do with it now. I mean, if it was just a touch higher, it would be perfect. But look, it just gets dug in, and then you end up doing this, just sliding along. But for the money it costs, I think we're just going to have to make do with it, so we can afford a better one. I mean, there is better things that we should be spending our money on. And with me buying a sprayer as well. I mean, look at this, look at this. What's it doing? It's awful. It's crazy. But at least you're now witnessing it firsthand, what I meant. Right, so I'm about halfway through. A few drifts along the way, but we're getting there. So like I said, we'll just persevere with this. We'll get it done, and yeah, we'll definitely upgrade on the weeder next time. We do want to try avoid herbicide. I mean, questioning why I got the sprayer now, I'll be honest. I mean, it's good for liquid fertilizer, so it will come in use for that, but probably would have been better just to stick with the solid fert for the meantime, and then, yeah, got ourselves a better weeder with that money. I think it was about 5,000 the sprayer. And I also probably spent about £2,000 on the herbicide. But at least we know for next time. There isn't too many weeds left. It is difficult to tell, but if you just look straight down, you can always just notice them. It's like they're a lighter, like a paler green, so you can see them. And you can just make them out there. So I know the line that I'm taking. I mean, I probably could have used a bit of the guidance on this, but this will do the job. It's just the drifting is very difficult to control and try and stay in a straight line. I'm lucky that I'm weeding, really, because if I was trying to be a bit more precise in this field, well, they wouldn't be straight lines. It just looked like a bit of a snake. So let's just have a quick look at the map. So you can see that the edges, I've missed a couple of bits there, but overall the majority of this field is done, but we can always tidy up the edges. So probably a couple more passes, maybe 3, and this will be done. Right, so I'm just kind of drifting around the edges just to see if I can get any of the bits I've missed. It's snagging really bad at the moment, but I guess they're about, can't really see them. I mean, they are more up the top, so let's just go and tidy up that last little bit, and hopefully I can see them and spot them, and we can clear them off and get rid of them. And then we can also get rid of this weeder, because it's pretty naff. It's definitely naff. I think I've seen one there. So if we just head around here, that should be, yeah, I think that's it. Let's just have a quick look. There we go. I'm happy with that. I think that's not too bad. Let's lift that up, and we'll plonk it over here out of the way, and then we'll, at some point we will go and sell that. Definitely. Job done. So let's jump in to the Porsche. It's been a while since I've used this, but this is the perfect tractor for spreading some fert. It really is. Now I've just got to remember where I've parked everything. It's been a while. So I think it is parked in the small shed that we started off with. There we go, and it looks like it's probably full unless it's lime. I can't remember, but I think it is fertilizer. Yes, it's definitely fertilizer. Yeah, we're at 91%. That should be fine for what we want to do. Let's just try and lift that up a bit so it's it does look like it's about to tip over, and it probably would with that much fertilizer. I'd probably tip over. Right, so let's just have a quick look at this field then. So as you can tell, we're gonna have to go around the edge here and probably do maybe 2 passes there and at least 1 down there. So let's just drive around and we'll see exactly how the spread is on this, because it's not too bad. It really isn't. I think the only issue we've got is it's 6 miles an hour, but you can see the line that it's falling. You can see that it's darker. It's only fertilizing where it should. I am looking forward as well to precision farming. I really am. Seeing all the details about the manure, the way that it's going to be variable, and that you can have nitrogen scanners on muck spreaders now. It basically means that as a slurry is sitting in a tank, it becomes it loses its homogenization basically, so it's not mixed anymore. So there'll be different areas where the nitrogen's higher, and as it sloshes about in the tank when you're driving, it obviously mixes back up again. But it's always going to have a variable nitrogen rate in real life when it's obviously coming out. The scanner basically tells you how much nitrogen is in the amount that's being sprayed right now from the slurry spreader. And the good thing about precision farming, you can add that now into it. You can add like a scanner simulates its infrared, which I don't think it'd actually be a real thing. You could probably do it by NIR scanning, which is not infrared. But yeah, it'd be difficult to find nitrogen levels by infrared. So it is just purely simulation in the game, but it's also really interesting. So what it does mean, it's depending on the nitrogen that's being pumped out, or the slurry should I say, from the slurry tanker at the time, it's going to become variable. So you'll have different rates of application, and it'll be really useful, that will. And also something else that's really good about precision farming is the weeds. So we'll start seeing weeds like we did in the season's FS19. So they'll be sporadic, they'll be in patches instead of just the whole field, which is very unrealistic. If you're going to get weeds, they do grow in patches around. They can be quite often. You can see quite a few patches, but I do like that as well, because now we're not going to need to have such an impact with weeds. You can obviously use the weeder tool that we're using now, or we did earlier on in this episode, but I do like the idea of maybe using a bit more herbicide then, because it shouldn't impact the field. So that's always going to be a bonus. So what I'll do is I'll go up and down this area first, try and kind of go along, come back down, same here, and then we'll finish off by going down there. Right, so we're about halfway up this top. There is quite a bit of extra grass that I've taken up here, so we're going to need to probably do four runs up the top end, but we have got 65%. We're probably going to be, I'd say we're going to be around near empty when we're done here. Let's just hope it lasts out so we don't have to go back and fill up again. But yeah, talking about precision farming, I think when that comes out, and Maize Plus, this game is going to be even more better. It's just going to be much better. It really is. I mean, precision farming for me offers so many really good features. I like the fact that you can have soil levels, and you test your soil, and it's, you know, the way that it adds to the game on that sense is excellent. And then Maize Plus, well, I think that just, you don't really need to talk about Maize Plus much. It's just such a good addition. So let's just have a quick look. We've got a little patch up there, so let's just go finish that off, and we can start heading down the side again. So we're nearly at the end now. We've just got to come back up, get this last little bit and that bit in the corner, and that's another job done. So I will be doing a lot more logging in between this episode and the next, just to try and bring that the money back up. Obviously knowing that we're going to have to buy the harvester as well, so this is going to have to be a priority to do that. So I think that is everything, so let's just head back. I might park it up, and yeah, I might skip a bit of time, you know, just to see if we can get this ready to harvest or ready to mow. Alright, so welcome back. It's now June. I have progress through the month of May, and the grass is ready to harvest, and the soybeans have actually grown a bit as well, so they look pretty good. We haven't got any more weeds to worry about as well, which is a bonus. So let me just quickly show you that we need to do some fertilizer on that field. We really do. We need to not forget that. I always forget about the fertilizer with the soybeans because I'm so used to precision farming from FS19. You didn't need to fertilize soybeans, so I do need to make sure I don't miss that, or else we'll have some issues. Let's just open that out, and we'll get hooked up. And I will quickly show you as well before I do a bit of mowing, because I think it's probably the best way to end the episode, which is let's get this field mowed up, and then if needed we can always carry on with the windrow inside and picking up to put into the bunker. We can do that in the next episode, but because we've bought this, we may as well try it out. So that's everything hooked up. Look at it, it is crazy, it's massive. Definitely useful. Look at the grass as well. You can very much clearly see the distinction between the two. And this is now to head, so this is ready to mow. So let's just quickly jump over to this. There we go. And you can see the soybeans are growing nicely, so we just need to make sure I fertilise these. I might do one layer in between this episode and the next, and then we'll just have to find the right time to do the final layer. So let's crack on with this. We're going to drop that down and we're going to get mowing. And look at it, 14 miles an hour, it's flying through it. It's working a treat. This is a big improvement on that sickle bar. So I think now is a perfect time for me to do a montage. Let's get this field all mowed up, and I'll cut back in when it's all done.
Okay, we'll all soon be gone. Hey, what's the matter with the bright red lights? Hey, in the moment when the world went blind, but everything's alright. We don't give a damn this time.
Alright, so there we go. That's the whole field mowed. Just give us a pretty good head start going into the next episode. So we do need to windrow this up and obviously pick it up and put it into the bunker. And depending on how much we get from this field, depends if we'll compact it and sheet it up. If we've got a bit more space, we may as well wait for a second cut. If not, we'll probably do some bales, maybe some hay bales, to make a bit of extra cash. But we'll definitely try and maximise the grass this time, get as many cuts as possible, and obviously make as much money as possible. So in between this episode and the next, I will be doing some logging. I'll probably try and do about 3 loads. Try and get a few trees chopped down, make the clearing even wider, Obviously it's going to do us the world of good by generating some more money. We do need to get a few bits. I want to get a new windrow. I'll keep checking out as well the deals that we've got on the used vehicle. I mean, actually we should have some more, so let's just... Oh, I thought I might have finally got a wrapper then, but that's still a bit expensive. Let's just go through, see if something pops out. Doesn't look like it so far. There's some hefty equipment in there. That's pretty good. That is pretty good for 7,000. But no, we're still waiting on what we need. Definitely would like a wrapper though. We definitely need a windrow, and we obviously need that harvester, so we'll keep an eye out for that. But yeah, like I said, I'll do 3 trips of the trailer full of logs, and hopefully the money will go up by the time the next episode starts, and then we'll obviously focus on doing some silage in the pit. But on that note, I am going to leave the video there, so thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you have enjoyed it, and if you have, please give it a thumbs up, because that does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.